All right, the first one. So the concentration of carbon-14 is usually measured in the number of decades observed. Living plants have a carbon-14 concentration about 240 becquerel per kilogram. Becquerel per kilogram is a unit of radiation, right? So that's when this is starting 240 becquerel per kilogram. If a tree dies today, what a concentration of carbon-14 would still be present after 3 half-lives? Well, there's no calculation here. Do 3 half-lives, right? So start with 240. 1 half-life, we go down to 120. Another half-life to 60, and another half-life 30. That's it. Easy there. All right, one more. Again, do by yourself first and check with me. A moon rock collected by a U.S. Apollo mission is estimated to be 4.20 billion years old by uranium-lead dating. Assuming that the rock did not contain any lead when it was formed, what is the current mass of lead-206 in the rock? So we want to know the amount of lead is formed in the rock. If it currently contains 1.265 grams of uranium-238, and we got a half-life of uranium. Okay. All right. What you have to understand. So translate this to easy English first. Okay. So the amount of lead is formed will be equal to the amount of uranium consumed. Right. So because we start out that, let's say they start out with that uranium-238. Some of them going to be converted to uranium, decaying, right? So the amount of uranium lost is exactly the same to the amount of lead is formed. Does it make sense? But what we know, we don't know how much is lost, is decayed, how much it has decayed. All we know is how much we have left. Right? So we want to know how much uranium is consumed so we can convert that to grams, the amount of lead is being formed. All right? Now, let's say if we know the grams of the amount of uranium consumed, can we convert to grams of lead formed? Of course, use stoichiometry. They're one-to-one related by mole, right? 1 uranium to 1 lead. If you look back to the previous video, you see that equation. It's 1-to-1 ratio, all right? So if you know grams of uranium, you can convert to moles of uranium. Moles of uranium to moles of lead, and moles of lead to grams of lead. You can do this. But the problem is we don't have uranium that is consumed. All we have just uranium left over. Well, what else do we need to be able to find how much uranium has decayed? The total uranium, right? If we have the total uranium, subtract how much we have left. That's what uranium is consumed. How do we find the total uranium though? We use the half-life equation, all right? So we want to know the total uranium. Right now we have 1.265 grams left. Well, the half-life is that long, and the time has passed about 4.2 billion years. All right, do the math right there. So 4.2 times 10 to the 9 years over 4.47 to the 9, that's a half-life. Do the math there is 0.93959. A half powered by that number is that 0.52 blah, 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 blah. All right. We want to know the amount of uranium at the beginning, total uranium. So I'm going to move 0.529 blah, blah, blah to the left side, at the bottom, and then plug in. You should get that number. Okay. Now, the uranium is consumed can be calculated from the total uranium minus what's left over. So it should be that number. There we go. All right. Keep in mind that this is 3 sig fix. So we have 3 sig fix right here. So this number have 3 sig fix. Do the math right here. It's supposed to be 3 sig fix. All right. So 3 sig fix, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3 sig fix there, or 1.16. But keep that. Don't write about that. All right. Now, so we have grams of uranium consumed. Convert to grams of lead formed, right? All right. So we have start with grams of uranium consumed. Convert gram to moles of uranium. So grams at the bottom, moles at the top. Unit cancel out. Moles of uranium is 1-to-1 with the moles of lead. So cancel out as well. And lastly, moles of lead to grams of lead. And your calculation, you get that number. 3 sig fig, write them off. You get that number, 101 grams. Oh my God, last slide, yes. Oh my God, I've been so tired, I'm so tired. Oh my God, making all the slides was so difficult, it was taking so long. This is was time, 10:59 on Saturday night, I'm still working. I'm so tired. And I know you're tired, you are tired as well, but hey, I'm so proud of you. You make it to the end. Anyway, so this is the last slide now. I'm so proud. I'm so I'm so happy for you that you make it till the end. Okay, so last thing that you have to do is take the final, which include this quiz, this chapter and everything else before that. And don't rush through it. You have time, so study as much as you could and take the final. All right. Now, final word from me to you. So I love you with all my heart. Thank you for keeping up with me, keep this podcast going. And I am a teacher. All I want to see is you improving day in and day out, and you successful professionally. Okay. So whatever you want to do, we want to be in the future. You can do it. Don't let other people talk you down, tell you what to do, what not to do, right? They don't know you well, and they don't know who you are. They don't know what you're capable of. Only you who know what are you capable of and what you can be. Okay, I was just a regular. No, I'm not even a regular. I was a horrible student, just a little student in Thailand. I didn't never do well in class, but I have a big dream. I want to go to the best university in Thailand. I want to go abroad. I want to get a PhD in chemistry in United States. And finally, I want to teach chemistry in a football stadium, a 20,000 students. That's what I want to do in the future. Well, I'm still on the dream, on my dream. I'm still on the way there. When I was in Thailand, so I want to go to a best school. I study really, really, really hard, from lazy student to one of the best student a high school could have. I study a lot of English, go to a best university in Thailand, study more and more English, to try to practice talking, reading, listening, all the skill, make a best grade, do some science, and then apply for university in United States, and got to University of Missouri. Flew to University of Missouri, 6 years in graduate school on top of 4 years in undergrad. I got a PhD. I mean, it's just a long process there. I went through ups and downs, mostly downs. 5-6 years later, I'm still moving place to place, just to find where I belong. And one day, I'm going to teach in a large lecture hall, maybe in a football stadium. I'm still on the way there, and I believe that I can. Okay, I can get to that point one day. I don't know when, but I know one day I'm going to get there. You're going to see me on the TV one day. Anyway, so if I can do it, so can you. Okay, so believe in yourself. Whatever you want to be in the future, go chase this tiger. And last thing before we go, if there's anything in this world that you can be, if you can be anything in this world, don't forget to be kind to one another. That's all I want to give it to you. I love every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. And if you have any question, always email me. We can Zoom, we can meet. I mean, because you can do anything. Just make sure you feel comfortable, okay? And this is my last word for you. So thank you very much for listening and taking my course. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to be a part of your professional journey, and I loved you. Okay, so see you later somewhere. Bye.